What's going on, everyone? This is the McKenzie Show at Go Long with the help of Brinks TV, making it look so nice here. Isaiah, what's happening, man? It's been a couple of weeks since we did one of these. How's life?
Yes, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Probably should have texted you back, but couldn't get to it.
I don't take offense, right? You guys are busy. It's fine. You got more important people to stay in touch with than Tyler. So it's perfectly fine. Just kick me down the priority list.
No.
But yeah, I think when we last did an episode, it was before Jacksonville. And since then, one game went one direction, the other game went the other direction. What's the state of the team right now? You guys just pounded the Jets 45-17. So is everything A-okay here in Western New York?
I would say we even kill. That's how it's been this whole season. That Jaguars game was kind of tough. It was kind of tough to swallow. The Jets came out to win, so it's kind of like even kill. But I'm saying we still need to make. I feel like that game was like, okay, we got our rhythm back. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to go and beat the teams that what I'm saying. People say we probably going to have a hard time with.
Is it human nature? I think all of us on the outside, when we look at the schedule, you just you write a W next to a game like Jacksonville, a game like the Jets, and you just kind of move right along. I know, your coaches are probably in your ears trying to get you guys not to think that way, but is it human nature to go down there to Jacksonville and have that creep in your mind a little bit?
It is kind of human nature. It's like, okay, well, you go down, like you said, go down the schedule and you're like, we should win this game. We should win that game. This will be a tough one. And but at the same time, obviously, like you said, the coaches are in the ear like, hey, it's one game at a time. But this isn't the NFL. This is the NFL. Like the other night, the Dolphins beat the Ravens. Like, nobody was expecting that at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we lost, who else lost that day? It was like not supposed to. Just Sunday, Washington beat the Bucks. And I just feel like every team that was, just blowing teams out the window or winning or supposed to win were losing. So it was kind of like that rough weekend for everybody.
Yeah, let's get inside that energy shift a little bit because, one of their veterans, Shaquille Griffin, right, kind of called you guys out, said it looked like you didn't care down there. Anything to that? Was he onto something or not?
No, I just felt like it was on us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't bring the energy we were supposed to. We didn't. It's just like, I guess like we hit a wall. It's just like we hit a wall. Like it was weird. Like I said, every other team kind of hit that thing. Hit that wall as well. You don't want to be the team to hit that wall. You always want to win. We always want to win, but it just felt like the energy wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like we turned the ball over. So that's a big part of the game. You turn the ball over, you lose the game, and we kind of put ourselves in a hole when when we shouldn't have done that in the first place. We should have came out hot, to start. But it is what it is,
You are right, though. You look across the league, and just about every team's had a game like that. It's going to happen to everybody, and this season especially has just been a wacky year. So, that happens. It's 9-6. To the Jags. You get back to Buffalo. Who's speaking up? Like, who is it? Is it right after the game? Does somebody say something? Is it on the team flight home? Is it Monday? Is it Wednesday? Is there anybody behind the scenes that's kind of like, maybe it's you? I don't know. Who's trying to get things right into the New York game, New Jersey game, I should say.
I just feel like during that week, everybody was kind of like, is this real? Like, how did this even happen? How did we even get in this situation? So why are we coming home to a loss? It just felt. And don't get me wrong, Jacksonville, they're an NFL team. They got players. They pay players to play, just like we play players to play. So it's just like they weren't a bad team. They're a good team. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we're the Buffalo Bills, so it's just like we have a standard, and not saying they don't have a standard, but we have a standard where like we want to go into every game with a win. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of tough, just like so during the week, people were saying, we need to do this better, we need to do that better, player meetings and stuff instead of coaches, just to get our energy up and stuff like that. So it kind of worked for this week, and we came out hot with the Jets.
Those players only meetings, they can go a long ways. So you had one of those this past week.
Yeah, we did. On Friday, we had a players only meeting. I'm saying guys got up, leaders got up and spoke about, how they feel and, saying why we do this. And, we just got to get back on track, bring their energy and stuff like that. So it worked. But I don't even think we needed that prep talk. I just felt like everybody knows, like, hey, we got to get our act together because, we in this thing for, one goal.
You're right. I guess probably the best place to be as a team is when you nobody really needs to have the big rah-rah speech straight out of the movies, and you just kind of go out there and you kick some ass because, I don't know, it's not the movies, right? I mean, we're living in reality here. But so I'm trying to think back, to the Rex Ryan days when I covered the team, more regularly at the Buffalo News, and I can remember Boobie Dixon telling me in 2015, like that year was crazy. There was drama every week. They were 8-8 up and down. If Sean McDermott's like this, Rex is like this. And Boobie said they never had any players meetings, which it felt like they probably should have, through craziness like that. So, I mean, it's probably a good sign if that's happening behind the scenes because, yeah, you guys are at a critical juncture right now.
Yeah. I mean, every game now is very critical at this point because it's getting late in the season. Saying playoffs is right around the corner, and you want a good spot when at the end of the season.
So I think it was maybe it might have been Matt Bove, somebody who was on the sideline watching you pregame, noted that you were getting into guys' faces, right? Like just yelling in the receivers' face mask. Is that true?
Well,
Gotta take us to that scene.
Well, the thing is, that's probably somebody's first time seeing it. Every game, I'm the one that talks to the receivers right before we go to team. So these past 3 years, it's been me talking to the receivers every time. But nobody ever noticed that. But you know what I'm saying? Probably because they can't see me or it's just like, we're not looking at the receivers in pregame. In pregame, I talk to the receivers right before we go out to meet with the team. So, I mean, that's not my first time doing it. So it's new to everybody, but I've been doing it for the past 2-3 years.
That passionate too? I mean, with that kind of energy?
Yeah, every time. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if you go back and watch the pregame, it's me.
What are you saying? Like, what is it? Not suited for work kind of stuff here? Is it pretty intense?
I mean, the words are probably inappropriate or whatever, but at the same, it's. I would say it's. I don't know. It's just like the cursing or whatnot. That goes with it, but I'm talking about the game. I'm talking about us, what we need to get done, what we need to do, because we're one of the strong suits on the team as receivers, because obviously we pass the ball. But other than that, I'm just telling them, like, hey, we just basically, we got to do our jobs. I mean, not in that way, but I'm saying it in a different way. But basically, we got to do our jobs. We got to do what we need to do. Let's come up with this win. Let's, what I'm saying, show them who the best group is out on the field and stuff like that. So.
Well, we're not at Mister's and Easter or Alive, with little kids in front of us. So, it can, don't need to hold back on whatever's said out there. It's fine. I always feel for that because we've gone down some pretty dark roads at times there live. And, hey, you know what? Earmuffs. Just know what you're getting into, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's break it down. So it was nice to get the ball, I'd imagine, right? I'm guessing Brian Dayball's a loyal listener to the Isaiah McKenzie Show.
Not at all.
No, he's not. He hasn't been tuning in.
I don't know, but I mean, he was trying to get everybody involved, and it was pretty cool. Gabe, had 3 catches for 100 plus yards. Diggs went off. Bees barely played. I'm saying he was still trying to rest him up, through his little injury and stuff like that. So everybody got involved. Matt Breida had a good game. So I mean, say this is what we needed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a little touch. Everybody get in the end zone. They, just hash things out. Josh had a great game throwing the ball, so just had to get back on track.
So 17-3, first and goal from the 8. We've seen the jet motion quite a bit out of you this season. Usually it's you're a decoy out there, kind of running around, just trying to take somebody out of the play. You get the ball this time. Take us through that. I mean, we see the touchdown, but out there on the field, that was really the turning point. I mean, that you guys just turned it into a rout after that score.
I don't know. I guess we just brought the old tricks back. You know what I'm saying? With the jet sweeps and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I get on them. Well, during the week, I'd be like, yeah, we haven't called this. We haven't called a jet sweep in a while. And I'm always playing with them. I'm like, hey, in the red zone, all you got to do is just give me the ball. I get around the corner and we score every time. You know what I'm saying? It's that easy. But they don't want that. They don't want that. So we kind of like, but yeah. So that game, they called it. You know what I'm saying? He had the big run with the reverse, and then right away, Dave was like, hey, it's called a jet sweep. So we just called it, got around the corner, and scored. It wasn't nothing too crazy.
Right. It wasn't too flashy, but that's the point, right? Like, you're the fastest
Yeah.
guy on the field. Just put it in your hands and go.
Yeah, well, that's kind of that's easy to say, you know what I'm saying? But like, people like we don't want it to be that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs can just toss Tyreek Hill the ball and it's just like, hey, get around the corner, and they score every time, and especially in the red zone. But a lot of coaches want to, you know what I'm saying, coach.
Well, there's timing to it. Like, you've got to be. It's almost like catching a baton in a 4x1. It seems where you've got to be at a pretty good velocity when you
Mm-hmm.
get the ball from Josh Allen to turn that corner. Like, you can't really be slowing down. You've got to be going fast,
Yeah.
and then boom, you hit the corner and you're off. Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it is a little more complicated than it looks to
Well,
us.
I wouldn't say it's that complicated. You just got to find a fast guy and say, hey, run motion. He's gonna give you the ball, and then you just run around the corner. You just run the ball. Basically, it's easier done than said.
CJ Mosley, right? You just have to beat him to the corner,
Yeah,
linebacker.
beat him to
You're
the
gonna do
corner.
that.
Yeah, so beat him to the corner, you score. You don't beat him to the corner, you get tackled, and then you get rid of the sideline, and they laugh at you like, "How'd you get caught?"
You probably played him in college, right? Mosley in the SEC
Where did he go to school?
at Alabama.
Alabama? No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
No.
26-yard punt return, right? You've been, cracking a big return every week, it seems. Gosh, where's your confidence level right now in the return game? Something that wasn't there, like we've talked about a few years back. You're just in a good place right now, it seems.
Yeah, I would say I'm just trying to take it a kick at a time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure like some people will try to keep the ball away from me or give me a chance, stuff like that. So I'm just taking a kick at a time. You know what I'm saying? That return I had was pretty good. Not get a penalty. Actually, they threw a penalty on that play, on that return. And I was I was holding my head down because I was saying I should have scored. But then I saw the flag and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, dang. But then they waved it off. So I was like, okay, we got it. We good. But it was, you know what I'm saying? It gave my confidence another boost. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is possible. Like I can probably score every time I touch this ball if I get a little bit of room.
Really, is that how you feel right now? Like, if you've just got a crevice, you can go to the house.
I've always felt that way because I just feel like I'm fast enough to do it. And I just feel like I have the vision, the speed, and, the intangibles to make it happen. I just need a little bit of room. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm getting comfortable. Like, in the beginning, I wasn't really a kick return guy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to just make your mind up to, hey, run this way, run that way, and hope the hole is open. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of follow directions on kick return. And at this point, it's like now I'm just like, I'm going to just hit it. And whatever happens, happens. So I'm getting used to that. You know what I'm saying? It's been paying off. Punt return is kind of my deal. I catch the ball in space and go wherever I want. But now I just feel like I'm getting comfortable with both. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just making the best of my opportunities when I get the chance.
Man, and got you. We touched on it briefly. You looked up to Devin Hester growing up down there in South Florida too, right? I mean, there's times out there where you do kind of seem like Hester out there with the way you're seeing those returns open up.
Yeah, it is kind of hard because like you got guys in front of you, but I say my key return unit and my punt return unit they do a great job as well. You know what I'm saying? They block in. I get to see leverage and I get to see the holes, things like that. But other than that, all I'm thinking, hey, get north and south. Well, just get north and you know, just
Right.
hit it.
Everybody says north and south. You don't actually want to go south.
You don't want to go south. Just get north, and then whatever happens after that, it happens. But you know what I'm saying? It's been working out for me these past few weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just keep just hitting it, and whatever happens, happens.
Scary though. At the end of the game, I mean, you guys are killing the Jets, and you're out there, and God,
Oh yeah.
you were holding that leg. It didn't look good there for a second, Isaiah.
Well, I was over there fighting to get a second touchdown. I'm fighting, and then I get rolled up on. You know what I'm saying? And Spencer Brown, you know what I'm saying? He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's always like giving great effort, and he was kind of trying to push the guy off me and help me out, but I kind of got rolled up on by the defender and stuff like that, and then Spencer Brown rolled up on me. I'm like, oh, that kind of hurt. I haven't twisted my ankle in a while, so it was kind of like a little, not a scare, but just like, damn, I twisted my ankle. It's gonna be like not like a long injury, but like I'm in pain right at the moment. Well, at that moment, I was in pain, so.
I mean, you returned to the game. Was it just
Yeah.
just a turn of the ankle? You're good to go.
Yeah, just ankle sprain. You know what I'm saying? Just a little ankle sprain. Nothing I can't handle.
Got to have good wheels though. That's for sure,
Yeah,
man. That's where the money's made, baby, with those ankles. So,
correct.
ice on, ice off, all that good stuff. I'd imagine.
Right.
I think maybe the biggest takeaway though, for a lot of people from this game, and it's become a theme on this show, right? We kind of have a lot of fun talking about your relationship with McDermott, your head coach.
Oh yeah.
It's how he was a little different than Urban Meyer and all that fun from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But gosh, I'll just pull it up. If people missed it, he was asked about your impact on the team, your maturation, all that. He said, quote, "You look at how far he has come as a person. He's always been a good person, but how far he's come in his maturity and how he's developed off the field and then how he's developed on the field. I'm just extremely proud of him. I really am. You love when you see a person like that have success. He's part of the reason why we are who we are. He hasn't come from much, but he's offered so much to our football team." And what was your reaction, when you hear your boss say something like that?
I had a lot of people send it to me, and I'm like, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? We were just playing the Jets, like it wasn't. But I guess he got that question, and then he spoke highly of me, and what I'm saying, I appreciate him for that and all that. But at the same time, what I'm saying, I've been around for a while and I've grown. He's coached me up a lot. You know what I'm saying, he's done everything he can to put me in the best situations. You know what I'm saying? It starts with him. You know what I'm saying? No, without him, there's no me. I can't say that, but without him, and these past few years coaching me up and teaching me things and me just watching him and learning from him, then there's no me. There's no me growing. And I think I said at the beginning of the season, you know what I'm saying, I've grown from 2018 till now. You know what I'm saying? I've improved on the field and off the field, as a person, as a player and as a man. So he's done a lot of great things for me, mentally and physically.
Yeah, where do you think you've grown? In your words, where do you think, or what do you think he's talking about in terms of your evolution as a person?
I would say just being more of a leader. You know what I'm saying, just being more of a leader, because I am vocal, but I just talk a lot of crap, instead of just trying to instill in the young guys and give my 2 cents on what I know about the game and just learning the game and all that stuff. So I just feel like just being more of a leader, not saying I wasn't a leader before, but just being more of a leader, using my words, the right way and not the wrong way. Um, Off the field, I mean, I wouldn't say anything off the field, but I just feel like off the field as a person, just handling what I need to handle off the field, mentally or physically, just coming to work every day to just do what I can, do my job every day, and just make the right decisions.
I mean, there is a value to the trash talk, definitely, right? Keeping things fun, keeping things light.
Mm.
Looks like you and Micah Hyde are still going at it. He was
Yeah,
sniping again at this press conference last week. But I mean, I would think like it's important for a team. It's a long season when you really think about it. I mean, you guys report, and I mean, aside from OTAs and mini camp, you take the month off. Then from late July through February, you hope. I mean, day in and day out, you're going to one Bills drive. You're punching in. You're punching. It can be a slog, right?
yeah,
So I mean, maybe being that voice behind the scenes that just injects people with life, injects people with energy. At least from the outside looking in, it seems like maybe that's your leadership role with this team. I mean, is that a
yeah,
correct assessment? I mean, because it'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
easy to check out through a season, and it's long.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, just being a locker room guy. You know what I'm saying, just lightening moods. Giving. I just feel like you said, it's a long season. You know what I'm saying, things can get rough at times. Obviously, for us, we had a little rough patch with the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying, and then what I'm saying, even the week before when we played the Dolphins, when we won, it was just like Micah said that we were in the shower, and Micah Howard was like, "Hey, it don't even feel like we won. Everybody's quiet and all that." But it did feel that way, and then we came against the Jags, and we lost, and it felt worse. It felt like we were getting worse. Like I said, it felt like we were hitting a wall. And the thing is, I would say I didn't have to say too much because I felt like guys knew like they need to get their stuff together. And me myself, I just wanted to come in every day like, hey, I want to, in my mind, I want to keep working. I want to keep doing that. I want to keep, giving good field position. Keep the receivers up. And I feel like that was my job. You know what I'm saying, keep everybody up,
Yeah,
but also take care of my job as well. So, but yeah,
because
it's a
it's a
long
game played by
season.
humans.
Yeah,
It's a game
yeah,
played by human beings. It's not played on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet.
yeah, yeah,
Punching numbers in. It's that stuff matters. Like just being excited, just getting that energy up because I mean you could see it in that Jacksonville game. It wasn't there, and it was there against the Jets. And by God, you're going to need it. Against Indy, against the Patriots, the schedule's going to get a lot tougher here now.
yes. Getting real tough, real tough.
And then Sean, also, I mean, we've touched on this a little bit, here and there, but like your roots, your upbringing, and I think he even said like you guys should look into it. The stuff you've been through, whether it's seeing the dead body at your doorstep, all of that in Miami Gardens. And we touched on it a little bit there at Mister's, but I think there were a lot of kids around, so we didn't go too far down that road. Is that what he's getting at? That perspective that you're not necessarily, going to see in Orchard Park, New York, and having that on a roster?
Well, in the beginning of the season, it was I don't know what week it is. It was one. I think I might have been before the Steelers game. We were doing like a walkthrough, and I was standing by. I was standing by Coach McDermott, and we were just having a conversation. And he started asking me about, what I'm saying, my upbringing and all that stuff. And I guess he did some research, or he was learning about me and whatnot. And he started asking me questions about my upbringing, and I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I started like, how do you know that? And I started saying, he started asking me like, what about this? What about that in your life? And I started telling them, and he kind of already had an idea. He was just trying to get it from me. But yeah, I mean, he said, I don't come from much. I didn't come from much, but I bring a lot to the team. And I guess, what I'm saying, I put it this way, like, no matter where you come from or how small you are, or what small school you go to, what your upbringing was like, stuff like you always can bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that I can bring something to this Bills team. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's me talking crap to get the energy up, me being a leader, me giving good field position on the field, or me just, you know what I'm saying, talking to certain guys, that need help or that just, not feeling happy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, my upbringing doesn't have to affect how I treat other people or, how I play the game of football. So that's how I look at it. So when I come in the building every day, I just kind of like, hey, this just because I was not raised, but just because I came up, rough doesn't mean I have to be rough or act tough or, what I'm saying, be the hard guy. I mean, I can soften the mood. So that's what I, usually do.
What do you think would be most jarring to people, Isaiah? I mean, we've talked about that stuff at the doorstep. We've talked about the cockroaches, the fact that you've got siblings all jammed into your room, the struggles with the grades, maybe getting a whooping or two from your mom after that one memorable prank.
Oh yeah.
What else do you think would be most jarring to people like that you come from?
Oof. Ooh, it's tough. I've told this story to probably about a handful of people. I've never really wanted. It doesn't. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. But I would say I was grazed by a bullet once.
Grazed by a bullet?
Yeah, on my arm. So on my arm, I have like a scar. But yeah, I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Well, I mean, nobody was around when I did it. I stole something. It was sitting there. It was sitting on a corner. It was money, and I was coming from the basketball court, walking across the grass. I was coming from the basketball court, and I grabbed it. I picked it up and I ran. Nobody was around, and all I can hear was loud noises and stuff flying past me. It was like flies flying past me, and I'm like, and I'm running, I'm crying, and I got grazed. But I didn't realize I got grazed until I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was in so much pain. So I had to go to the hospital that night. And I was in a cast. I was like, and I'm a kid, so I'm like, yeah, I want a cast, but I'm like, a cast for grace. So I don't know what that was about, but I mean, when you growing up, where I grew up, it's just like whatever you can get, take. So they probably was giving me a cast, but I probably just needed like, you know what I'm saying, probably because I had like no medical. But yeah.
Holy hell, man! I mean, I getting grazed by a bullet, so it just kind of like what, just skidded off your skin, like it literally was that close to puncturing you. It didn't go inside of your.
Yeah, I was running, I was crying, and I didn't realize it until I got upstairs. I went in the room, I laid down, I went to sleep. Like I knocked out, and I woke up, and my arm was hurting. My grandma was standing over me, and they were like, she had just got back from the laundromat, and everybody, like, I didn't know what was really going on, and everybody was like, "Oh, you heard, shots earlier. You heard the loud noise. Where were you?" Da, da, da. And I look at my arm, whatever, and I'm like, "What happened to my arm?" Like, nobody was like, "What happened to my arm?" I'm sitting there like, because my adrenaline was going, so I kind of like, "What happened to my arm?" And yeah, and then my grandma was like, she kind of put two and two together, like, you were in that. So yeah.
Was it like bloody and stuff?
Yeah, it was bloody. It was bloody, but he got grazed and like it kind of hurt. Like I couldn't move my arm. Like I was like, like, but at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. I don't.
Jeez.
I don't think I ever told that story before. This is my first time.
How old were you?
I was 12, 13. No, I was like 11 to 12. I've only told that story for like a handful of people.
Oh man, we appreciate it. I mean, that's a perspective that would matter, in any walk of life. Like, I would think you'd want to find out who the hell shot you, right? Like, do you ever find out? Care to find out?
No, no, no.
You just happy to escape, live.
Yep, yep. You gotta. Hey,
Man,
when you can leave it alone, leave it alone. That's if I don't I'm fine with not figuring out who did what, the name, the person. Hey,
man, do you almost like see like life flash across your eyes? Like, and I know you're young, but I know some people had that experience where, a near death experience where that adrenaline's pumping, like you said, and boom, across your eyes, like you can just see your life flash across your eyes, and it can just happen like that. And in that moment, give you a perspective. I know you're young, but was it something like that?
um, I don't know. When I was running, there was like nothing was going through my mind. I was woo crying.
Yeah.
I was running, ran as fast as I could, got upstairs, went in the house. Obviously, I dropped the money. The money was dropped. It was dropped. But like, yeah, like that was kind of tough. But I didn't look. I looked at it as like, I don't know. I could have died. Once I woke up, I looked at it. Oh, damn, I could have died.
Yeah.
But where I grew up, nah, everybody takes it different. Like after that, I went outside. I went outside and like played. You know what I'm saying? Played around, did it like just lived my normal life. Like I didn't look at it as like anything else.
You're right though. Like here in Western New York, it's people are going to hear that and their jaws are going to drop. But growing up in South Florida, depending on the neighborhood you're in, it might be pretty common. Like you probably, like you said, you have friends that weren't so lucky that bullets, a millimeter the wrong direction and their life changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different down there, right? It's just you kind of get used to it. I mean, I imagine you get numb to it almost.
Yeah, at that point. I mean, well, when I got older, yeah, I kind of got numb. When people were like, they would say, "Hey, such and such passed away," or "Such and such got shot." It was just like, "Yep, that's kind of how it goes at this point."
And it really is. I mean, you really are numb to it because I know you lost somebody really close to you like later in life. I mean, I imagine it still hurts. These are your best friends that you're growing up with. It
Mm.
can't be easy to lose them one by one.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, it's tough.
On a brighter note, man, it had to be good, to hear your coach, your boss kind of, appreciate you in that way. Like you're not able to, get the ball and score touchdowns every week and, be that number 2, number 3 receiver you could be elsewhere. But all that stuff that we've talked about every episode, it is really appreciated behind the scenes, like the way you practice,
Mm.
the leadership, the things you're saying to teammates, your perspective, all that matters. I mean, all that is a huge reason that the Buffalo Bills may be the best team in the NFL right now.
It's a possibility. I'm saying, like I said, I just go there, do my job, talk my crap, give out good field position, hopefully score a couple touchdowns here and there. Oh, and another thing, the Pro Bowl ballot did come out today. So for everybody that's watching, well, will be watching, yeah, go ahead and take a vote. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably in a lot of categories, probably receiver, quarterback, running back, return specialist, but I really want to be a Pro Bowl returner. So that was my goal for the season. And so far, we're off to a decent start, but I want to keep it going.
The fans do have a say, right? So even though
say.
that flag might have been thrown in Nashville, that should count,
Yeah,
right? In
yeah,
people's
yeah,
minds
yeah.
when they cast their ballot, we should count that
Yeah.
101
Yes,
yard return.
yes, yes.
It so people probably see here on the screen too. I wanted to ask you about this receiver room. It's an interesting group, and you've got a lot of characters, a lot of personalities. What's it really like inside that room with Diggs, with Sanders, with Beasley, with Davis, Kumaro, everybody? I imagine it could probably almost feel like a maybe like a sitcom sometimes. You've got
It's definitely a sitcom. Definitely. Um, we're way different than the DBs. Like the DBs are like they're like not as fun as us. Put it that way. Like we got different personalities. We got Diggs. You know what I'm saying? He's the queen. He's the queen of the Madonna. So he's he's into fashion, hygiene, all the stuff. Like it's like we kind of like go to him when we like, hey, like, yeah, you looking good today. You know what I'm saying? You like this stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's a typical number one receiver. You got to give it to him. Then you got E. The old guy. You know what I'm saying? I just found out last week he's the oldest wide receiver in the league. So,
oldest in the league. Is that true?
Yeah, he's 34.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that.
So he like has all the wisdom. To us, he does. You know what I'm saying? When he comes to us, we like, oh man, who's the old guy that's has a lot of wisdom?
Dumbledore, maybe.
Dumbledore is talking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we say, it's the dude off the Ninja Turtles. Is it
See, now you're throwing references at me. I don't know. The Ninja Turtles.
the rat off the Ninja Turtles, the rat. I forgot. All right, but yeah, like we look at him as like like this old guy that has a lot of wisdom and stuff like that. So that's kind of who he is. He
Splinter, we've been told.
Master Splinter, yes, Master Splinter. And he tries to stay hip, you know what I'm saying, stay on the fashion side of things and things like that. So, and then you have Gabe. Gabe, he kind of like the chameleon. He adapts. I'm saying he has his own personality, but he also adapts to everybody and stuff like that. Then you got Kumaro. Kumaro's quiet. One thing he does that I noticed, like everything, like every meeting, like if he's just sitting there, it's like he has ADD. His leg just twitches the whole meeting. I'm like, damn, Kumaro, you okay? Like, but he's quiet. You know what I'm saying? He does his job to the T. He's always focused. Every time I'm messing around, he's like, come on, man. And I'm like, Kumaro, relax. And you got Isaiah Hodgins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm his babysitter, number one. Family man, you know what I'm saying? He's always trying to get us to come to Bible study, you know what I'm saying, chapel. I'm saying he's our what do you call it? Jehovah's Witness. I call him Jehovah's Witness.
He is okay.
No, we love him. We love him. Like what I'm saying, we come, like we'll go to Bible study or chapel with him and stuff like that. Yeah. So.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. And then we go there with him and stuff. And we love the Lord. You know what I'm saying, we love our Lord and Savior. So, but like he pushes it. Like he's like, yo, we gotta get in there. And we're like, all right, I went yesterday, bro. Like, let me chill. But yeah, but we love him though. But I'm not forgetting anyone, am I? I said Dave, Gabe, E.
Easily?
Oh shoot. Vaccine boy. Bees. How did I forget bees? Bees. Slim Shady.
Hey, is this music good? Do you think it's good?
No, Bees music, it's good. It's very good. I'm saying.
Okay, I thought so too, but I'm not a connoisseur.
It is good. Like he's in love with it. Like that's his go-to. He's that guy. But Bees, he's smooth criminal. You know what I'm saying? Like he may be like a little reverse Oreo. Like he's white, but he has some black in him. He does. Um, yeah, but B's like I'm saying, I
Looks like
don't
a
care what
hockey
nobody.
player out there too, without the tooth.
Yeah. He's gonna get that fixed at the end of the season. But B's, I love B's. He's my favorite player. You know what I'm saying he's my favorite
Yeah.
player. Him and Matt Milano. But like B's is the guy. You know what I'm saying? He has a swag on the field. He has a swag off the field. Like he's smooth as shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, B's is like the smooth guy in there. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like if we talking smooth, I'm going with B's out of all of us. He's very smooth. He's smooth.
I like it. Yeah. Why do you love Beasley so much? What about him as a
I
person?
just
Like
feel
you
like
just kind
he's
of gravitate
cool.
to?
Like he's cool. He's a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? Like we the same height. He's way older than I am. But it's just like he's cool. Like on the field, like he has the moves. You know what I'm saying? He taught me a lot on the field. And then off the field, he's a family guy. You know what I'm saying? He has his kids. He has his wife. He comes in the building. He tells us his stories about his family and all that. He's a family man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I feel like all the receivers are family oriented dudes, but like just him in particular, like. You know what I'm saying? He has all his family stories. He loves his kids. You know what I'm saying? He goes for like he's just always happy, happy family guy. You know what I'm saying? I like that about him. Then on the field, he brings the swag. So
Yeah. Yeah. He's an interesting guy. I mean, it seems like since we last did the show too, he's been turning it on. So looks like himself again.
yeah,
With Diggs, you call him the Queen.
they're cool. Yeah,
He's
he's really cool.
he's got yeah. I mean, that's the thing about the wide receiver position though. Like you're gonna get that right. You're gonna get To doing the push-ups in the driveway. Odell proposing to the kicker net. I mean, because he can only control what you can control. It's such a weird profession. I've always thought like you can only take over a game if the ball's thrown to you. So if you're like really, really talented like that, and he's in Minnesota and they're becoming this run first team. I mean, I could see where he'd clash with Mike Zimmer, knowing Zimmer. It's a little they got pretty old school, and he felt he was wasting away, and he gets to Buffalo, he becomes such a leader. But are you somebody that maybe keeps the queen tendencies or whatever you want to call it? Prima donna might
Yeah,
be a little strong, but you're somebody that probably
yeah,
keeps him humble, I would think.
yes. That's my job. That's one of my jobs. It's kind of like in my contract, but not in my contract. Like keep keep Diggs calm. It's like keep him level headed because at the end of the day, we're gonna need him. So like that's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? When things are getting rough with him, you know what I'm saying? And things, it's not going his way. I'm like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. And obviously, he curses me out. We yell at each other. And at the end of the day, we kind of like hash it out. Like, okay, you got what you wanted. I did my job. But you level headed. Now you go do whatever you want. So like that's how we use it.
When did that happen then? I mean, we see the TV copy, so we can see, there might be some frustration out there at times, but when was the time when you did kind of reel him in, help him out when he needed that?
um, I would have to say the Jaguars game. Jaguars game, he was kind of getting a little frustrated. You know what I'm saying? It was like things weren't going our way. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, things weren't going his way. You know what I'm saying? For individuals that, you know what I'm saying, in general, like things weren't going anyone's way. And I was trying to tell him that, like, listen, like things are not going our way in general. So like, in order to get this thing kicking off, we need you to just chill. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting the ball and things were getting rough on offense. So it was just like, we was trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And like in the more receiver, you say like, yeah, we're trying to figure it out, but the solution is him if you let him tell it. You know what I'm saying? Like any of the more receiver, like I'm the solution. Goddamn, I'm the solution. That's what they would say. So it's like we were trying to give him the ball. It's like, Diggs, we can't get you the ball. They're blitzing us. Like Josh is getting like sacked. Like we trying to work with you here, but you know what I'm saying? We can't right now. So just wait. And then he's like, yeah, I get, yeah, right, you're right, man. I understand. I'm saying at the end of the day, he's mad, but he's not gonna turn into a cancer where he's like cursing Josh out or coach out or you know what I'm saying? Of course he's gonna be upset. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody has to be upset. Like nobody can just be nice.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I wouldn't want a team full of wide receivers that are all choir boys, right? That aren't
Yeah,
saying boo. I want a gnarly, pissed off dude who's ultra talented, that's gonna like push. And that's kind of like the fine line there at that position. I mean,
yeah,
Odell Beckham isn't a Cleveland Brown anymore. There's probably a lot of factors that go into that, but we've seen guys maybe cross that line and it doesn't fit and they do become a cancer.
hmm
They tried to make him that in Minnesota, the team, at least it seemed. But he's in a good situation now, and you maybe like it's not in your contract, like you said. But you can kind of help manage that to get him on the right side of that line as much as
hmm
possible. Because so far so good, it seems.
yeah, yeah. It's going well. And he's not the type of guy. Like I said, he's not a cancer or anything. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
he just feels a certain way, and we understand that. We all understand that. It's just like sometimes you just gotta like, hey, I know you feel a certain way, but we're all trying to figure it out. And once we figure it out, we're gonna get you the ball. All right, just hang out.
I talked to Chad Hall, your position coach, last year around this time, and he said that like he challenged Diggs to be the leader of the room, to be the leader of the team vocally.
Mhm.
He accepted it, embraced it,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But I mean, Chad's a big part of that room too. It seems like you
Oh yeah.
guys just love him. I mean, you bought him a truck.
Yeah. Chad's awesome. You know what I'm saying? I've been here since Chad was an assistant, and then he became the receivers coach. But Chad's awesome. He understands us. He's young, well, old but young, like 30, 33. So it's just
Yeah.
like Chad understands us. He played in the NFL. You know what I'm saying he was awesome in college. And so like he understands, what we go through on a day-to-day basis. So when we get out there, he's like on our side most of the time. He's a player's coach, but we love him.
Yeah, Air Force, right? The foundation there. He played the
Hmm
game. It's just different. His resume. You don't really see that often. All right. Well, we got a little time left, so why don't we get to some questions here, Isaiah? What do you say?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. I threw it out there. Let's 1 second. So Joe, loyal go long subscriber from day one at Buffalo Wins. It's an interesting question here, Isaiah. He asked that some people have accused Michael Jordan of befriending great players like Charles Barkley in the NBA because he wanted them to like him because he viewed it as if I'm trying to figure this out. I think his point here is like he viewed the end game. If other star players liked him, that it might help him out in the long run. Like he might get an advantage over that player if it's like a phony type of relationship. I think his question is like, do you see those kind of phony relationships in the NFL that people create, star players create because they think it might give them an advantage on the field somehow?
I don't know. Well, no, I don't see that. I, well, I haven't seen it. Like
No,
I'm not
not when anybody's
sure.
exchanging jerseys and all that.
No, I don't think I haven't. I mean, everybody talks, but it's just like I don't see that. I mean, maybe like I don't see it because I'm not looking for it, or it's just like I'm not sure. Like I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest.
All right. I'm not sure either. I'll make sure I give Joe some hell here. All right, Breon, he asks, at any point did a small part of you say to yourself, Dawson Knox is going to have to score up for throwing me up in the air like a child?
Well, I wasn't even expecting that. So like when he grabbed me and I went up, I'm like, oh, like I didn't know what to do. Like I'm like, oh shoot. I mean, Josh has done it. He did it last year when we played the Seahawks. He did it, and then Knox did it. And I'm like, oh shit. But I don't look at it as anything. Like it's just help. Like I get back to the ground safely. Like I don't care.
You're very throwable, I guess, right? It's like you said, you're an
Yeah,
easy target. You're light.
yeah.
Toss you up. Yeah.
And he probably
All
was
right.
he probably was waiting to do that anyway. So something.
Scott asks who the best basketball player on the team is.
Woohoo. Woohoo. The best basketball player on the team? Oh man, it's gonna have to be between Cole Beasley and Dane Jackson.
Smaller guys. I thought you might go with like a power forward type, but that's interesting. What kind of games do they have?
They know how to play basketball. Like they're good at basketball. Dane, he's good at basketball. Dane, and then B's like, yeah, they're both good at basketball. They
Are you
can
guys allowed to
shoot.
play during the season? Like, can you just play a pickup game if you want?
No, I mean, not really. No, I don't
Yeah.
think we should be, but like, I mean, it's not in our contracts. Like, hey, you can't play basketball, but we just never thought about it.
Yeah, more of an off-season thing then, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Brother Bill 716. He just says that he doesn't have a question. He just wants you to know he loves you.
Appreciate it. I actually see a lot of his tweets. A lot of people send it to me, or I'm just like going. But I appreciate him a lot. He's a big supporter.
Man, he's hilarious. He's got some funny videos. And here's another one here. Mark David, another great Go Long subscriber. Appreciate you, Mark. This is interesting. He goes, I was wondering if you could share how you personally react to the negativity and criticism that professional athletes like yourself sometimes encounter on social media. How do you handle the trolling and keep positive and upbeat when it's so toxic on social media?
You can't. I mean, I guess you just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying, because people that are tweeting or putting out on Instagram, people on social media, like most of the time, probably don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't like. So you just kind of like, well, these people don't know what they're talking about. Whatever. And then some of them probably know what they're talking about, but you know what I'm saying, they'll never get a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it goes both ways. You just kind of like just forget about it. You probably read it or see it somewhere, somebody send it to you. It's like, oh, whatever. It is what it is.
I imagine you have to have a filter. I mean, if you took every single thing to heart, you drive yourself insane. I mean, you just can't. It's just constant, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of. I mean, I guess it's a part of the sports world. You know what I'm saying, I mean, I'm. If somebody was talking trash about me, I'm pretty sure somebody's talking trash about a soccer player in Spain. Like it just happens. It's just how it's supposed to be.
Well said. Just a couple more here. The Bills guys, and we've touched on this through a few episodes, but definitely worth digging into a little bit. They ask, do you feel like your role as the sole viable return man on the roster? Something I remember back in March when we talked, and then Zoom happened. I mean, you wanted to be that returner, like that was a goal. But do you think that is a reason that your role as a receiver has been reduced this season?
I have no idea. I don't think so. It's just how things are going. You know what I'm saying, we're trying to get the run game going. We do less, spread stuff now. We trying to I don't know, get everybody the ball. And I know I'm not the first person they think of when it comes to getting the ball. So it's just like I take what I can. So I just like last year. I wasn't the returner last year, but I took what I could when I could. It looks different now because I'm the returner. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting the same amount of snaps I did last year. Probably not getting the same amount of balls I did last year, but it's just like now I'm making plays as a returner. A lot of people feel like, okay, if he's making plays on the ball as a returner, then he should get the ball in his hands in the offense, which is it's a value. That's valid, but I'm not gonna sit here and scream and cry for the ball because I know I can get it as a returner now. So has it been reduced? I have no idea, but I look like I'm getting the same snaps, the ball sometimes, but it is what it is. I don't really care.
That ball's coming out of the end zone on those kicks too. Right? No questions asked. Awesome. All right, just a couple quick ones here, Isaiah. And thanks so much for doing this as always. Zach Presswood. Yes, he's curious to know if there are any teams that the Bills truly dislike or want to beat more than others, and why. Like if somebody you see on the schedule and you really want to kick their ass more than anybody else.
Yeah, no. Every game's the same.
Really? That's not just McDermott speak?
Every game is the same. We gonna treat every game the same.
I don't know. I see 2 New England games around the corner. They're looking pretty good right now. They're peaking.
They are looking pretty good. You know, Bill Belichick has this thing where football doesn't start until November, I think. Or somebody said that. And I'm like, yeah, they so turned it on in November. They so turned it on. So, yeah. But
another reason,
but
the urgency kicks in. I'm sorry.
They're also a division game. So, I mean, obviously, all the division games are important. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay at the top and, stay in that race for the playoffs. But, you know what I'm saying? Every game's the same.
So you don't look in that rear view mirror at all and see, Mac Jones is starting to look a little better. That defense is getting some pick sixes. Belichick's up to his old tricks again. It'd be easy to do that. And I know Bills fans are probably doing it after 2 decades of facing the Patriots.
Well, of course. I mean, everybody sees it. Everybody says they're playing well. You know what I'm saying? They started rough in the beginning and now they're hitting strides. But I'm not saying that at the same time. I mean, I wouldn't say we're playing our best ball either. So eventually we're going to turn this thing up as well. And it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good fight.
Well said. All right, let's end it with this. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Always controversial.
Always controversial. Yeah, I don't have a favorite Thanksgiving food, brother.
Nothing. Turkey, mashed potatoes.
No, I feel like I eat it all, but I would say, if we're talking just foods and desserts, that all goes in one category. I'm going to say sweet potato pie is my favorite on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Was she fix something up for the whole fam back in the day? Did you have any traditions?
Yep. No, we didn't have any traditions. She just made food and people came over. The neighbors came over or whoever came over and ate. I'm saying, because, she makes good food. So that's kind of how it went. The neighbors were like family. So they come over and it was an apartment. So it was just like a door down. You come over and eat. So that's how it was.
I like it. Hey, any thoughts on the Colts before we sign off? I mean, they're probably better than their 5-5 record would suggest. They've had some close losses.
Very, very good team. Very good team. Very good team.
They're gonna want a little revenge, I would think. Back at Highmark.
They got a good run game. Defense is playing well, getting takeaways. Got a returner, Naheem Hines. Good special teams, Isaiah Rodgers. They're a solid team. A very good team. Like you said, the record doesn't show, but they got back to 500. It's kind of tough when you go were they 1-4? I think they started off 1-4, and they get back to 500. So hey, pretty good team.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Isaiah McKenzie Show. Go longtd.com. All the episodes right there. We're doing the Zooms here with the help of Brinks.tv. Cannot thank everybody enough for listening, watching. We're at about the halfway point, I think. So we've got 2 more live shows, a few more Zooms. Isaiah, thanks for being phenomenal, man. That might have been about our best one yet, I think, man. That story, holy cow! Thanks for sharing that with everybody here.
Hey, appreciate it, brother. And remember, I gotta also say, remember, Pro Bowl ballot is out. Make sure you guys go vote.
That's right. You heard it. You heard it from the man himself. You can vote Isaiah McKenzie into the Pro Bowl, however, wherever. I don't even know. It's in Hawaii again, right? Or is it down in Orlando?
No, I don't even. To be honest, I have no idea. Hopefully, I get to go and see where it is. I don't even want to know where it's at now. I want to keep it interesting. So if I go, I'll be like, oh, okay, where am I going?
There you go.
I'm going to figure it out. Somebody might see it, but I prefer not,
Well, hey, thanks so much, everybody. We'll catch you next time.